So taking advantage of Gavin Hurley's deck, here it is lodged to record a video sort of covering off what it is that I use to record my trout fishing videos or travel vlogs, whatever you want to call them. And we might as well just start off with the first item, what I'm using now. This is the DJI Pocket 3, and this is what I use when I'm interviewing people or when I'm talking to the camera before and after my fishing. But I don't actually take this on the river with me, so I'll just show you what this looks like. So we'll just record that. So that's the Pocket 3, and one of its features is you can press the button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and it will change around and, you know, face 180 degrees in the opposite direction. Okay, so that is the Pocket 3. On the water, what I actually use is what I've got here in front of me, which is the latest Osmo Action. It's the Osmo Action 5, and I've had GoPro, I don't know, like 9, 10, 11. I think I stopped buying at 11. I might have gone to 12, I don't remember, but basically the reason I've switched to DJI is because the battery life is far superior. So to record a full day's, and I'll explain why in a second, why I'm recording a full day's fishing. To record a full day's fishing with the GoPro, I had one battery in the GoPro, and then I took 6 spare batteries with me on the river, and I was changing over every 30 minutes. Now, with this Osmo Action 5, I can fish the whole day, so 8 hours, film for 8 hours, and I'm able to do it with 1 battery in the camera and 3 spare batteries in a little battery charging pack. So I don't know what it is that DJI have done, but their battery capacity is far superior. And the reason why I say I'm filming all the time is because I'm using this function called pre-record, and I'll just try and show this. So what I actually am doing is this is my normal filming mode. So 4K 50 frames per second, rock steady switched on, which is their sort of stabilization, and then the wide mode. But when I'm actually fishing, I always click on that, click on the camera, click on pre-record, and I'm always recording with 30 seconds of pre-record. So basically I'll then press the on-off button once, just quickly like that, and now it is buffering. It will buffer 30 seconds of video, and that's why quite often in my videos you'll hear a beep in the middle. It's like at a random point in the middle of me fighting a fish, and that's because when you press the button you get the previous 30 seconds. When I'm fishing in a river, I have it set on 30-second pre-record, and when I'm fishing in a lake, I put it to a minute. But basically now it's buffered 30 seconds, and if I was to, sorry about this, but if I press the button now, I get the previous 30 seconds of history, plus it's now recorded a sort of a new 4 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So this clip is actually 40 seconds long. Even though it looks like I've only been recording for 10, it's actually a 40-second clip that's been recorded onto the memory card. So that is my preferred way of fishing, or my preferred way of filming on the water, and I use a neck one, and this is actually the second of the neck ones that Osmo have come out with, and I'm pretty sure this is an Osmo made one. I'm pretty sure the previous one was maybe made by another company, but this is actually a very, very clever little design, and I think they call it the macro or the large or the extra large or something like that. But basically I wear that around my neck. So if you're fishing in a backpack, there is a certain elegance about using this Osmo little, I don't know, holder, whatever you want to call it, little bracket that goes on the shoulder like that. you do find it slides down a little bit, so you've got to work out a way to hold it in place. But actually, I do know that the Jensen's fish, they film all of their footage using a shoulder item, and frankly, their footage is as good as any. And you might think it's a little bit off center, it's a little bit left focused, but actually I can assure you that doesn't make any difference. So that's another option that I've experimented with, just sort of like a shoulder harness. One of the other alternatives that I've played around with a bit is a chest harness. This is actually the GoPro chest harness, and I do know that Tom Jarman films with a chest harness, and I think what ends up happening is I think the chest harness is a little bit lower down than the neck harness, and this may well show your hands a little bit better, what you're doing with your hands. So that's certainly another good option. I don't like it because it sort of has to go over your clothing. So if you want to change your clothing, you have to take it off. So that's the reason that I don't use this chest harness. This other option here is a hat mounted. It sort of goes on your cap, and I didn't like the weight on the cap, and I did find that the footage was quite jerky because obviously wherever it is that you look, it's sort of, the camera view follows wherever you're looking, and I found it to be not very stable footage. So for the first time yesterday, I actually carried my bigger camera on the water with me. I've only had this for 3 months now. And this is actually a Lumix GH6, which is a video focused SLR, and I've got two very, very, very good lenses for it, both of which I bought. Actually, I bought all of these secondhand. This is the 25-50, and because this is a micro 4/3 camera, which means it has a smaller sensor, really the focal range of this is actually a 50 to 100. And then I've also got a wide angle, which is the 10-25, which is really a 20 to 50 lens. And as I said, yesterday was the first day that I took this on the water with me, and I've yet to see what that footage is going to be like. But generally, the footage from this camera is superb. And I also shoot in 4K, 50 frames per second with this camera. And the last item that I had on the river with me yesterday is this DJI Flip drone. And this is a drone that you can use without a remote control, which is sort of why I like it. I did have the DJI Neo, but it kept on flying away from me because it really couldn't handle the wind at all. So the Flip is a little bit more stable. And it's very clever. You basically just open it up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will actually activate the drone. That switches the drone on, and then it's ready to fly. And it's very clever. I mean, it has a mode where it'll just follow me around the river, and that's what I quite often use. I just set it to the far distance, and it just follows me around. So that's the DJI Flip, and you can only film in 4K and 25 or 30 FPS on this. So what I do is I just film it in 25, sort of, which I think is sort of probably more compatible with the 50 frames per second that everything else is filmed in. So I just use it on 25 FPS. DJI Flip, highly recommended.
Guys, it's not about dating the cool guy. Not anymore. It's about dating the gadget guy. It's about dating the gadget guy. He's prepared, dude, and he fixates on things, but it's like really endearing, and he can camp, and he loves to fish and be outdoors, and like, you think he's up to no good, but like in reality, he's just like building a shelf and digging a hole.